intern, Kathleen Masciana. I've given her a job, and she has to do homework and research and then come back to me on Trending Tuesdays with the latest that she's found out or would like us to know about regarding what's out there in the world in technology that might be helping those with challenges, disabilities, have an easier, life and get through life and days faster and better with less aggravation. So Kathleen has her own radio show, Blind Techie Geek Radio. Is that right, Kathleen?
It's actually called BTGS Radio.
Well, but it stands for that.
It stands for Blind Techie Geek Speaks.
Okay, you got it. So nice to have you back. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me on the show, Miss Nigro.
I love having you in my life, Miss Kathleen. You don't have to call me Miss Nigro, but it's kind of cute. Well, you said you did something interesting before we get into your report. You said you had a digital detox weekend over the holiday weekend. For you, what did that mean?
Okay, so a digital detox means you give up all technology, meaning no phones, no tablets, no computers, no laptops, and you just spend time with the people you love.
Is that what you did?
Yep.
And what did you do with those people you love? Like, what did you do? How did you have a nice time? Tell us.
I went food shopping, read a lot of cool books, had lengthy conversations.
Sounds great. So, you did great last week on your first ever live report on my show, and here you are again. What would you like to tell us that you found out that we need to know this week?
Well, I started researching some apps for the deaf.
Okay, I'm listening.
Some apps for the deaf to make and receive phone calls are Nagish, Sorensen, Roger Voice, and RTT.
Okay, now these are to make and receive phone calls for people who have disabilities. Can you be a little clearer?
It's for people that are deaf that cannot hear, and I'll explain what each one does.
Okay, cool. So I would like to know more.
Okay. Nagish uses artificial intelligence, AI, to convert text to speech and speech to text in real time. This app makes it easy to place and receive calls without hearing or speaking. Instead, you can type and read. Nagish is a free app.
Can you spell that?
Okay, it's Nagish.
Okay, awesome. That's great. That's a great find. Terrific. What's next on your list?
Okay. Sorensen's Communication Solutions is a no-cost caption phone service and ASL interpreting.
So, again, spell it because people are, just hearing it
Okay.
for the first time so that they're clear.
Okay, so Sorensen is spelled Sorenson.
Okay. And this is for someone who has which disability?
It's for a person that is deaf.
Wonderful. Are you sticking with the deaf category this week? Is that it?
That's correct.
Okay, great job. If you're just tuning in, this is a really talented and brilliant girl who came into the radio station in the hopes of getting a summer internship. Her name is Kathleen Masciana. She happens to be blind, which is not getting in her way for any reason. She just is brilliant and has amazing energy. She aspires to be a talk show host, and I just thought it'd be best for her to practice in real time. That's what she's doing here. She's contributing a segment every week on my show on Trending Tuesday as to what's trending in the digital and tech world. That's where she lives, a lot in her tech world, for those who have disabilities. So today is focused on those who are the hearing impaired. Number 3 on your list, what's new and out there? Go ahead, Kathleen.
Roger Voice translates phone calls in over 100 languages in real time, and
Wow.
users can answer by voice synthesis.
Fantastic. So what, it's called what? Roger Blake?
It's called Roger Voice, ROGERVOICE.
Okay. So we're going to have to write this transcript so people can, we can post it afterwards with the audio, which Bob's going to do for me. We got a little behind last week, Kathleen, because of the holiday and everybody was just hot. So we're catching up this week with the podcast and the audio, but this is such good stuff to share that I put you in charge of. You're doing a wonderful job. Are you learning yourself as you're doing this?
Yeah.
That's great. That's great.
Oh.
Are you enjoying doing this?
I do.
Okay, cool. Why don't you tell people...
there's one more thing you missed out on. There's another piece
I don't want to cut you off. There's one more thing. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. RTT real-time text is an accessibility setting on the iPhone.
What's that do?
The feature lets users send and receive text messages while on a phone call. So that's the Apple version of captions for persons that are deaf.
That's fantastic.
And there's one more piece of very important information here. My aunt...
Okay, one more.
Yep, there's a little piece of information here. My aunt is a teacher for the deaf in Massachusetts, and her friend uses Sorensen. It's up to the individual what app or service they prefer to use.
Cool. What's your aunt's name?
My aunt is named Aunt Ann.
Let's give her a big shout out. Hello, Aunt Ann. Because she's going to listen to this. You know that, right? Because you just mentioned her, so we have to give her some love.
Absolutely.
Aunts are very important in your life. You know that, right? My aunts were some of my favorite people on the planet, so they have a very big role. So good shout out to her. Okay, well, this is all a great report this week. Are you already looking ahead for next week and what's coming that you're supposed to work on, or are we going to talk about that, me and you?
We can talk about that after the show's over.
Okay, cool. I welcome your ideas, and anybody in the audience who might have somebody in their life with a disability who has, like us to cover a category of what's happening in advancements in technology to make their lives easier. Feel free to contact me at Debbie Nigro, Debbie@DebbieNigro.com, and I'll pass the word on to Kathleen so she can do the homework on it, okay? We're always happy to do homework for you guys out there. The purpose of my show is to get information out to you guys that you might find useful, and to do it in an entertaining way, and it's fun, and it's lively and energetic. I don't do any politics on the show. I just spend a lot of time researching because I'm a very curious person, and Kathleen is obviously as well, and to bring information to you guys that you may not have come across yourself that could be useful. So that's what we do here.
And make sure to follow me on Instagram at Blind Techie Geek Speaks.
Oh, we're going to do that. Follow her on Instagram at Blind Techie Geek Speak. Is that where you want us to follow you?
You bet. Or you can even follow me on TikTok as well.
Which is what, Kathleen?
Under the same handle, Blind Techie Geek Speaks.
All right, awesome. Why don't you tell everybody what you're studying and where you're going to college and what you're hoping to get as a degree just before we leave each other today.
I'm studying communications and media at Manhattanville University.
Awesome. And are you feeling comfortable doing this with me? Are you having any fun with this so far?
I'm having loads of fun right now.
Okay, great. You know, in life, there are times when you have to learn from others, and then there are times in life when you have to give back what you have learned. So we are doing both in real time, me and Kathleen here. I'm learning from her, and hopefully she's learning a little bit from me on how to do a talk show, because I got a few ideas on how that works. You know, I've done it enough of that. I don't even know, Kathleen, how many shows I've done, but it's thousands and thousands and thousands. It's ridiculous amount of talking I've done. So I'm glad to have you in my life. I thank you for this week's report. Those of you just tuning in, you'll be able to hear more from Kathleen Masciana next week, same time, here on the Debbie Nigro Show. Have a great day, Kathleen.
You too. I'll see you next week, Miss Nigro.
Okay. Okay, I'll see you. Have a great rest of your week. We'll talk. I'll be in touch. We'll get next week's topic. All right.